Every man is fighting a battle right now, and most of them are losing. Not dramatically, not all at once, just slowly, quietly, one small decision at a time. You feel it every morning when the alarm goes off and the bed feels just too good to leave. You feel it when you pick up your phone instead of doing what you said you were going to do. You feel it when you choose what is easy over what is right. And you tell yourself it's fine because it's just this once. But it's never just once. That is the lie. Today we're talking about the real battle every man is in and what that actually is, where it actually happens, and why most men are losing it without even realizing they're in a fight. Here is what I had to figure out the hard way. The battle is not out there, it's in here. It's not the economy, it's not the circumstances, it's not other people or just bad luck. The battle is in here every single morning, multiple times a day. The fight between what you want to do and what you know you should do, between what is comfortable and what is actually going to build and improve your life, between the easy choice and the right one. Romans 7 verse 19 says, "For I do not do the good I want, but the evil I do not want is what I keep on doing." That's the Apostle Paul, one of the most disciplined men in all of Scripture, saying that he still feels that exact tension. The pull towards what he knew was wrong, even when he wanted to do what was right. That is not a weakness unique to you or me. That is just the human condition. And the man who pretends he does not feel it, that man is the most dangerous. Because he stopped fighting a battle that never actually stops. Here is the thing that most men miss. You cannot win out there if you are losing in here. You cannot lead your family if you cannot lead yourself. You cannot build something real externally if you're getting destroyed internally every second, every single day, by the small decisions that feel harmless in the moment. The internal battle determines everything else. Full stop. Okay? And here's what makes it so hard to see. The battle is not one big dramatic moment. It's not a single decision that defines you. It's small, repetitive, even sometimes boring. When you wake up, hit the snooze button, you skip your workout, you're scrolling through the reels. The questions are, do you wake up or do you train? Do you work or do you scroll? Right? Do you pray or do you just put it off until you feel like it? Eat well or just eat whatever is the easiest? None of those choices feel like they matter that much on their own, and that's exactly why most men are losing this battle. Because one morning of hitting the snooze doesn't wreck your life. One workout doesn't destroy your health. 1 hour of scrolling doesn't completely ruin your focus. But if you do it for a year and see what happens, that really messes everything up. So Proverbs 16 verse 32 says that whoever is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who takes a city. Rules his spirit. That means controlling yourself in the small moments. The ones that nobody sees. The ones that you feel do not make a significant difference. It's a much bigger deal than the external achievements. That is the hard truth that most men chasing, the big wins are ignoring. While you ignore the small daily losses that are actually quietly canceling out all the big wins. And here's why this has gotten so much worse and harder for men right now. Comfort has never been easier to access than right now. Entertainment is just endless. Food is instant. Direction is just one tap away at all times. You don't have to even work for your comfort anymore. You just have to choose it. And that is the problem, because when comfort is always available, it becomes the default. No choice you make, just things that happen when you stop making choices intentionally. You're tired in the morning, the bed wins. You're stressed after work, the phone wins. You don't feel like training, the couch wins. And nobody punishes you for any of that. You can coast on comfort for years and still get by, still survive, still look okay from the outside. But surviving is not the same as building, and coasting is not the same as actually moving forward. Hebrews 12 verse 11 says, "For the moment all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it." Painful now, but fruitful later. That is discipline. Comfortable now, empty later. That is what happens when comfort wins every day. And most men do not connect the emptiness they feel to the thousands of small, comfortable choices that actually produce the emptiness. And here's the worst part about losing slowly. It doesn't feel like you're losing. It feels like rest, like balance, like you're being reasonable and not, being too hard on yourself. You're not worse than most of the guys around you. You're just average. Average feels safe because, everybody's doing it. But average does not build anything. Average does not change anything. Average just drifts. And one day you look up and 5 years have gone and you're just in this exact same position that you were, and you just can't figure out why. James 14 verse 17 says that, "So whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, for him it is sin." Knows the right thing, fails to do it. That's not a dramatic rebellion. That's just choosing comfort over obedience every day until it becomes a pattern that you don't even notice anymore. Think about playing GTA Online and just free roaming every session instead of actually doing your missions and building your business. It feels like you're playing, you're in the game, you are online, but you're not actually progressing or moving forward. You're just driving around, burning time. Right? While your organization makes nothing, your rivals pull further ahead. And if you do it for long enough, it just feels normal. You forget that you're supposed to be building something. That is what drifting looks like in real life. You are present, you are showing up, but you're not actually going anywhere. And the longer that this goes on, the more it becomes feeling normal. But the shift that actually changes everything. Once you actually see the battle, then you can fight it on purpose. That sounds obvious, but most men never actually do it. They never sat down and said, okay, this is the real fight. This is where I'm actually winning or losing. These small choices daily are either building something or they're not. In Ephesians 5 verse 14 it says, "Awake, O sleeper, and arise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you." Awake, not drifting, not half asleep. You're just going through the motions. Awake and aware of what is actually happening in your life. When you're awake to the battle, then you stop being pulled around by every impulse. You start noticing the moments where the comfort is trying to win. You start catching yourself, before the small surrender happens. And you start actually making different choices. Not perfectly, just intentionally. That's the difference between a man who is drifting and a man who is building. It's not talent, not circumstance, not even the willpower in like a traditional sense. It's just the awareness, just seeing the battle clearly enough so that you can actually fight it. So what does fighting actually look like? It's not complicated, it's just consistent. Wake up at the time that you decided to wake up. Work with focus during the hours that you've set aside for work. Train your body. Feed your mind with things that are actually worth consuming. Pray. Not when you feel like it, but consistently. Rest intentionally, not by default. Nothing dramatic, nothing impressive on its own. Just the same right choices made every day, whether you feel like it or not. Galatians 6 verse 9 says that, let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap, if we do not give up. In due season. Not tomorrow, not next week, but over some time, if you do not give up. The man who makes the right choices every single day becomes a completely different man than the one who just keeps choosing comfort. Not because of one big decision, but because of thousands of small ones that just get stacked up over months and years of doing something real. You'll not see it today, but you will see it when you look back, and the man looking back will either be grateful that he fought the battle or haunted by the fact that he never showed up for it. So here's what I need you to take from this. You are in a battle right now. Not out there. Your battle is in here, mentally, in your soul. The small daily choices that you do not feel like they matter, but absolutely do. Comfort is fighting for your morning. Distraction is fighting for your focus. Drift is fighting for your direction. And when they're winning, for most men, because most men are not even aware they're in a fight. But now you are aware. So what are you going to do with that? Stop waiting to feel motivated. Stop telling yourself you'll get serious when things calm down. Stop letting comfort win by default, because you never actually decided that it would not. Wake up. Fight the small battles. Show up every day whether you feel like it or not, because that is where the real man gets built. If this message resonated with you, please share it to another man who you believe needs to hear this and who is serious about building a community of masculine men who follow Jesus Christ. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.